We'll Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lecture, we'll start looking at the solution for the stock market analysis. We'll start by importing the libraries and modules that we need. So import NumPy as NP, import Pandas as PD, from Pandas import series and data frame, and import Matplotlib pyplot as PLT, import Seaborn as SNS. Those will help us visualize our graphs, and we have the magic function Matplotlib inline to see our figures in Jupyter Notebook. In addition, we need to import datetime module. Let's do that. Import datetime, and we'll also need to import the Pandas IO data library. Let's do that too. So import pandas.io.data as web. What we'll do next is define some time frame for our stock markets. So we'll define a date start time and then end time, and we'll analyze our stocks between those two time frames. So we'll call the datetime method datetime.datetime, and let's analyze stocks between October 10, 2015 until present. So I'll save this in our start variable, and let's do the same for our end variable. Then we'll say datetime.date.today. Okay, once we have those, we can use the data reader method and pass the start and end time. So we'll say web.dataReader, and then let's start analyzing the Google stack. This is the sticker for Google, and we'll be using the Yahoo Finance, so we'll pass that. And this method also accepts start and end time, and I'll save this in a variable called Google. Okay, so now if I call Google and head, here I have a data frame. So for the date, we have, I guess 10 is a weekend, so that's why it jumps to 10/12. Then we have the open price, the high price, low price for the day, close price, the volume of stocks traded, and adjusted close amount. Okay, Google.head, and then if I say Google.tail, so we have the last 5 days. Okay, so February 3rd, 2017, January 30th, 2017. So this is some information about the Google stack, and we can find out the type of Google by using the type function, and we see that it's a Pandas data frame. And we can use the describe method to find out some information about our Google object. So if we call the describe method on it, you'll get some statistical information about it. Okay, like mean, standard deviation, 25, 50, 75% max, minimum, and so on. And we also have the info method. We can also call that on our Google object. So if we say google.info, you'll get some information regarding your Google data frame. Okay, so data type is a float 64, memory usage, your data columns, they are floating numbers. Okay, 332 entries between your start time and your end time. So this is some general information regarding the Google stack. What we'll do next is also grab stack information regarding the other stickers. Next, let's see Starbucks. So this is the symbol for Starbucks, so I'll save it in a variable called SBucks for Starbucks. So we'll use web's data reader method, web.dataReader, and then we'll pass the sticker, which is SBUX. Again, we'll be using the Yahoo Finance start and end time. So now, if we say Starbucks.head and run it, you'll get information regarding to the opening amount, high, low, closing amount, the volume of stock traded, and adjusted close amount. Okay, that's for Starbucks. And let's see one more for ExxonMobil. XOM, that's the sticker for ExxonMobil. So web.dataReader. Then we have ExxonMobil. We'll be using the Yahoo Finance. And we have start and end. So the other stocks we'll look at are, so we have Apple and Walmart. So let me copy this, paste it here, and change this to Apple. I think that's the sticker price for Apple. Let me run it. Yep. And let me do one more for Walmart. We can call the describe and info method to find out stock information about the stocks, ExxonMobil, Apple, Walmart. Okay, you can get general information about this. What we'll do next is try to visualize the stocks. Okay, we'll draw a graph, and for that we'll be using adjusted close price. Usually people consider the adjusted close price, so this takes into account various factors, and usually you'll see that the adjusted close amount is used. So we'll do that. What we'll do is we'll index the adjusted close amount of each of the stocks and try to plot a graph and see what it looks like. For instance, let's take ExxonMobil. So we have our ExxonMobil, and then we'll index the adjusted close amount, and then we'll simply call the plot method on it. And then let's pass the legend attribute and set it to true. Okay, let's run it and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the ExxonMobil stock looks like. So starting from October 2015 all the way to February 2017, the adjusted close amount, right? And you can make this bigger by passing the fixed size attribute, and we can set it to, let's say, 10 by 6 maybe. Run it again. Okay, so from this graph we can see that the stock price generally went up from the period February 2016 to about August 2016, right? Then it came down a little bit, and it looks kind of going up and down between this time period, whereas it has a general increase in this time period. And if you take the entire time period from October 2015 to February 2017, there's an increase in the adjusted close amount or the stock price in general. Let's try to plot a few more stocks. Let's see Google. So we saved it in a variable Google. We'll index the adjusted close amount, and we'll simply call the plot method, and then let's pass legend to be equal to true, and let's use color blue maybe. And then for fixed size, let's set it 10 by 6. If we run this, so this is what the Google stock looks like between the periods October 2015 and February 2017. Okay, for a specific time period, the price seems to go up and down, right? Whereas for the overall time period that we used between October 2015 and 2017, there looks to be some increase. So these are some general information that we can grab just by looking at these graphs. Great. What we'll do next is plot each of these stacks on the same graph. Okay. Let me paste this. So we have Google, and let's change this to ExxonMobil. So I'll change the color to green. Next we have Starbucks. Let's change this to red. We have Walmart. Let's use purple. And finally we have Apple. Let's use orange. Okay, now if we run this, we'll see all of the stacks together, right? Here you see the blue one is Google, and since Google's price is a bit higher, that's why you see it up here. Okay, whereas all the rest are down here. And from this graph, you see that you cannot get much information about this four stacks, right? It just seems to be a horizontal line, and that's not very helpful. Later on, we'll see a method to help us overcome this problem, which is instead of considering their price, we'll consider their return price. So we'll consider the return price for each of the stacks. That way, you know, we'll have a nice figure. Okay, but generally for now, this is what it looks like. And what I'll show you next is leave Google out and then plot the other four. I think their stack price is close enough, so yeah, right? So now it's much better. The orange one is Apple. Here you see a general trend for Apple and our other three stacks. So what we can say from this plot is that these three stacks, Walmart, Starbucks, and ExxonMobil, seem to be correlated, right? You see here the general trend for these three. When one goes up, the other two also go up, right? And then it's kind of stable around here, right? So they're kind of closely related. So that's about correlation. And if you consider the time period between February 2016 and April 2016, it seems that all the four stacks are correlated, right? They all seem to go up. The price seems to go up, the adjusted close amount. And if you consider the time December 2016 to February 2017, all the three stacks seem to go down, right? Their price seems to go down a little bit, whereas the price for Apple goes up. So these three are positively correlated to each other, whereas they are negatively correlated to this stack for this given time period, right? So those are some information that we can get and generalize from looking at this graph. Okay.